Let's take a look at Spell Better. In essence, Spell Better is a dyslexic and phonetic spell checker. It has word prediction and auto completion. It allows for text to speech with word highlighting. It has an integrated English dictionary, and it has a whole bunch of cool features that help your students spell. So let me show you how this works. If I start typing, you can see that in the middle, the word prediction comes up. And I can tap on the word that I want, and it will pop it into my sentence for me. I want to say spring,
spring,
and then tap on it because it is warm.
Warm. I like spring because it is warm.
After I hit the period, you can see that it reads the entire sentence. You may or may not be able to hear the audio as I type because I'm recording from my iPad. What it's doing as I type is it's reading the word when I finish the word and hit the space bar, and then it's reading the entire sentence when it's done, and it highlights as it goes. So as I start to type, let's say I come across a word that I'm not quite sure what it means. I could say spring.
Spring is my favorite
season. Maybe I'm not sure what this means.
Season.
I can tap and hold on the word season in the word prediction bar, and it will bring up a dictionary. So I can see the different options here. This is assuming your students can read that. So let me go back.
Season. Spring is my favorite season.
Now, if I write something that is not spelled correctly, let me show you.
Dogs. Not. Talk.
Let's do this.
Toke. On. The. Phone. Dogs not toke on the phone.
Okay, and I run spell check. It's going to come up with options. So I'm going to choose cannot. And it's going to go through each of my mistakes one at a time and give me suggestions. So you can see talk, which I spelled T-O-L-K. It did pop up with
talk.
T-A-L-K because it also reads in context. And phone, F-O-N-E, is really hard for it to be picked up correctly by spell checkers in other programs. But you can see that this did pick up on the fact that we wanted a PH and meant phone as far as a device that we type on. So that's pretty cool. Now, let me show you some of the settings in here. Settings are going to be found under the letter I up at the top. So when you tap on that, you can choose the prediction vocabulary size. I have it set right now to 33,000 plus words. And your text here, you can be set to smaller or bigger. It doesn't really change it a whole lot. Underneath prediction, this is where you can really start customizing it for your students. I'm leaving word prediction on because I want it to help my students by giving me suggestions. You can also choose to speak each letter. And if you were to do that, we do have some students who are learning their letters. So when they tap each letter,
T, space, T, Y,
it will read the letter out loud and it will tell them what that letter is. And that helps them with letter identification. So I'm going to turn that off. You can also turn on speak each word. So
phone.
As they type, the word is spoken. And then when I do a space,
the
word the is read out loud. And I like to keep these two on together, speak each word and speak each sentence, because when I come to the period, it will not only read it word by word as I type, but also read the whole sentence when I'm done so I can have a complete picture of what I just wrote. Here are the different voice choices that you have. U.S. female, U.S. male, or U.K. male, Australia female, U.S. male, Alex. Now, if you want Alex, which is what I have on right now, you actually have to go into the settings of your iPad and under, if I go into general and tap on accessibility is here. And you want to go into spoken content and under voices, English. Right here under Alex, you're going to have to click the download button to download Alex, but then it will be available for you to use in Spell Better, and that is one of the most natural sounding Apple voices that you can use right now, because not only does he read and pronounce in words in context, but you can hear him breathing as he reads to take breaths in between his sentences. So that is an option for you. Also in here, you have your fonts, and they do pride themselves that there is an Open Dyslexic and Lexia readable font, depending on what your students would respond best to. There's also some regular fonts like Arial and such that you can choose. I'm going to leave it on the Open Dyslexic font for now, and then keep going. You can also choose the text color background. So right now I could put a pale yellow, and there is research to show that a pale yellow background is easier on the eyes. Or you could choose a light gray. It's really hard to tell, but that is an actual light gray and not a stark white background, which is hard on the eyes. As far as the keyboard type, when you first open Spell Better, it defaults to a QWERTY keyboard. And this is where you have the option of hitting your microphone if you want to do speech to text, which you can voice dictate right into Spell Better. If you choose the QWERTY highlighted keyboard, you can see that the vowels are in green. The consonants are in green and the vowels are in yellow. So this is something that makes it visually easy for the students to see consonants and vowels in a color-coded way. And let's see if we're at the end there. Yes. Okay. Oh, and also at any time, if you click Help Online, it will take you to the Spell Better app, which is spellbetterapp.com, and it has the whole help guide online. Now, as you type, you can, you have a couple different options. So if I tap on this audio icon in the black box in my prediction row, that's on the right hand side, if I tap on that one time, it will read my entire paragraph.
I like spring because it is warm. Spring is my favorite season. Dogs cannot talk on the phone.
And it was reading that out loud at the same time, which you may or may not have heard in this screencast. If I tap and hold the sound icon, it will read just the last sentence of my paragraph.
Dogs cannot talk on the phone.
And if I start typing again and double tap on the audio icon,
The, that, this, they, there.
They will read the predicted words that they're giving me out loud so I can hear those words in case I don't know what they say. If for some reason I want to find the definition of something, if I tap and hold on it, it will come up with the dictionary mode if I tap and hold on those words. Okay, so if I also tap and hold on my document and let go, I can choose Insert Picture, and then I can choose to insert a picture into my document. Click Enter, Enter. So I have that option. Also, you can choose to add a new note by clicking the plus sign in the upper right-hand corner. It takes you to a new note. And if I tap on Notes in the upper left-hand corner, it's going to take me to the notes that I currently have. And right now I have, here's what I was typing before. And the ... shows it's just a blank note. I don't have any text on it yet. But I can also choose Edit and delete some of the notes that I have in here if I'm done with them. The cool thing is, though, you can export this information. So if I go up to the Export button, there's a lot of different choices here. But check out Flip Text. The Flip Text is going to turn everything upside down, because if a student is using this to type to talk, to communicate, they can type their message and then flip it so that the person can read it easier without having to turn the iPad around. And then they come back up and do Flip Text again, and they can continue to type. Also, many teachers like their students to have copies of their students' work. I would suggest that you put the kids' names on it. at the top like this, so that when you receive a copy of the document in your Google Drive, you know whose it is, because you can't tell by handwriting. So what you would do is do the share button. And then what I like to do is, you could do open text in, but I prefer to go to a PDF. Do preview PDF. And now this is a PDF file. And I do share, and I can say send to Google Drive. And I'm going to choose my account. And this is where I could change the title of my PDF. I just tap on it and give it a new name. Amy Spell Better Example. And then I can select a folder and just say I'm going to stick it into my drive and click save here. But then you do have to tap upload, and you'll see the line go across. And now I've sent this PDF to my Google Drive. I can now go onto my computer and print this out if I want a hard copy of it. The other option that teachers like to do is they will click the home button and the power button, and it will take a screenshot of the writing. But if you do that, please remember, let me go back into this, to do the screenshot when the keyboard is collapsed. So instead of taking the screenshot like this, with the keyboard taking up 3/4 of the screen, come down to the lower right-hand corner, hit the keyboard button, collapse the keyboard, take the screenshot, and then you can airdrop it to your phone. You can airdrop it to another iPad that might have Google Drive set up. And when you tap in the background, the keyboard will reappear. So that is a quick overview of Spell Better. There's a lot of different customizations that really support student writing. I hope that you have found